Hello everybody and welcome to the very first Terraria video that I've ever made. I've definitely never made a live stream off of this because that was F5 game. You see, this here is an imposter. That's right, somebody snuck into my house. F6 game. And not only is this guy not a tall, white, skinny guy, he ends up being a leprechaun. Yeah, so not gonna lie, I get like insanely confused in this character customization screen because it's been so long since I've made a new character. But I kinda like mess around with it. I'm trying to make something that does not look like me at all. Even to the point of having a massive red beard and green skin like he's some flippin' alien. And yeah, that ends up being our character. But here I go back down to normal speed because I decided to name our world, obviously. And what else would I name it if there's an imposter in it's other than the wacky world of F6 Gabe? Like, there's literally nothing else that it could be. And yeah, I go with expert mode here because I have beaten this game before, just not on expert, only on classic. So yeah, that's our world. So if you guys don't know how Terraria works, it's kind of like Minecraft in a way, where there's like a lot of mining and crafting, but it's not really, because Minecraft is a lot more sandbox and like do whatever you want based, while Terraria has a lot of progression in it. Not necessarily a story, just a lot of bosses to fight and things that you kind of need to do in order. So to start out, I'm just going to get some wood, build a little house for my NPC Trent, like you see over here. And NPCs are actually very important in this game. You have to make houses for them because otherwise they will be homeless and living on the side of the road and begging you for money when you barely have any yourself. So you have to make them some houses, and here I'm going to make like a double house setup. And then after that, we are going to go into the caves. Now the caves are going to be very important because it's where we're going to find most of our starting loot. So I'll go ahead and go to that. So while I let this play out and I head into the mines, I'm going to explain one of the main things in Terraria, the class system. So basically there's 4 classes of like attacks you could play through. So there's the melee class, which basically makes you as tanky as a German Sherman, or you can be a ranger, which is like lower defense, but you're like constantly grinding for ammo, and you can like 200 pump people, you know, stuff like that. Then you've got the mage class, where you have to get these little blue stars at the top of the screen, and you use a bunch of powerful like wizard type attacks, and you have to get specialized armor for that to do more. Finally, there's the summoner class, which basically you use a bunch of whips and you force people to do work for you by like whipping them and like whipping enemies and making things attack things. So yeah, it's only a little bit like you know, some times in the past that we wouldn't like to reflect on, but you know, that's also a pretty cool class to play. So yeah, and basically as we go through this cave, I'm just looking for certain ores. Like earlier I got an angry band of regeneration in one of those chests. That was awesome. And I'm also looking for ores and other very helpful accessories to get along the way. So as we're heading through this cave, I'm keeping my eye out for different ores, different accessories and chests, and most importantly, life crystals, which I just found. So these basically increase your health by quite a good amount by adding a whole nother heart onto your health bar. So I was very glad to find one of these, but I didn't show it in the audio recording. And if you guys are wondering why this is mostly a voiceover, it's because I accidentally put the music way too loud on this video, so I'll make sure to be better about that next time. But anyway, we found that, and now we're at 6 hearts, which is much better. Yet it isn't long after these 2 strokes of luck that once again, after many times in my life, I get pulled up on by the ops. That's right, these slimes are smacking me with all they've got. I'm like in an action movie here, until inevitably I die. That's our first death. But after that unfortunate stroke of events, I do manage to find some more platinum ore. Now, platinum ore is actually the highest tier, well, kind of very early game ore. So I also find some more over here, which is great, and I happen to blow up a miner's minecart track, so hopefully I will not have to pay insurance for that. But I go over here, and I find another chest. I'm very excited, and I get an extraction. Anyway, after that I managed to get another heart crystal, and I'm trying to get this ore when this stupid little giant Shelly comes up and decides to lodge himself into my admin. So yeah, we lose some gold and we have to go all the way back down. After those unfortunate strokes of events, I do manage to find myself another life crystal and use that up all good and dandy, you know, and then I see him again. That's right, I found my rival, my long-term nemesis. And long, I mean now. Like the big, manly leprechaun I am, I hid and cowered inside of a house and found another band of regeneration. You know, like any sensible person would do. But then I saw him again. So I engaged in the Battle of 1896 against the giant Shelly. It used a great many of arrows, but after a while of him drowning in the ocean, he was eventually defeated. I found another life crystal, and then went to go mine some more ores. After that great battle, I go and I grab 2 more veins of platinum ore using my sticky bombs. Not really sure why they're sticky, but hopefully it's all alright. And this gets us even closer to our ever-growing goal of getting full platinum armor, which will give us the most epic drip in the world! And then I find 2 more heart crystals, and a skeleton decides to pull up and completely bone me. Don't ask me what that means, because I can't tell you. Now, after that unfortunate setback, I decided that I needed some more game progression. So I took one of those anvils I found underground, and I decided to craft, that's right, my first furnace. Now, this scrolling is sped up, don't worry, I'm not like an AI or anything. And this furnace is very helpful because it'll let us take all the ores that we got, and you know, this is definitely not Minecraft, and smelt them. So we got the tin, which is pretty much useless, sorry, tin. And we got the lead bars, and most importantly, our beautiful, sweet, silky, succulent platinum bars. And then I come over to my anvil to use these bars. So the anvil is for making the armor, and after a ton of conspiracying over what I should make for some reason, I finally decide on the platinum short sword, as it'll be much better than our current wooden sword, as you could probably guess. And then after that, I scroll back through and I decide on some drip. That's right, we are dripping it up. We are creating our ultimate armor set that all the ladies will love us for, and all the zombies are even coming over to just completely stare at us. We're so beautiful. And even though this is not a complete armor set, like I put on the lead stuff, I think this looks awesome. Like, I mean, look at that. Isn't that just like super great looking? Like the black combos with the silver so well. I'm literally so awesome. And as you can see, this platinum short sword, even though it's unpleasant, it completely shreds through these zombies. Like, this is Walking Dead to the next level, man. Actually, I have no idea. I've never watched Walking Dead. But this is just insane. So basically, I made the game 10 times easier right now. With my new epic drip and sword combo, I head down into the mines and mess around with the minecart tracks a bit, see if I can find anything. And that's when I see it. That's right, a mushroom biome. Now, if you don't know, mushroom biomes in this game are insanely good. They give you incredibly great loot, and they give you mushrooms, which are very helpful for creating great potions. And then in this chest, I find Hermes boots. Now, if you don't know this game, Hermes boots are one of the most sought after early game accessories because they let you run so much faster, and they're basically essential for every boss fight in this game. Like, it's almost impossible to beat the bosses without them. So finding this early in the playthrough made me giddy with glee. Like, I can't even tell you just how excited I was to find these when I did. After encountering a highly aggravating fairy named Navi who keeps telling us to listen, we tell her to shove off, and then we head into the mushroom biome, where we encounter the one thing that our heart has been longing for. That's right, I'm talking about shrooms, baby. We grab as many as we possibly can, definitely not to sell out of a car later, and then we meet the mushroom warrior himself. After whacking him with our plastic sword a few times, he dies. And then we grab a few more shrooms and decide to head up into the next territory, which will have something very, very nice. Not quite as nice as Hermes boots, but definitely something we've been wanting throughout this, and something that we really need. Something else our soul's been longing for. That's right, I am talking about the shoe spikes, baby. With these things, we will be able to crawl on the walls like we were Spider-Man without having to make weird sticky string After that, we decide to continue our deforestation with a faster process. That's right, blowing up the mushroom people's homes. This is not illegal in any way, shape, or form. After that near arsonist lawsuit in the mushroom biome that I barely escaped, thankfully, just like my divorce, I managed to get away from that and encounter my mortal enemy once more. That's right, the giant Shelly. And when I say the, I mean the one that killed me earlier. Thankfully, it allows me to get my gold back, and I'm able to snag another heart crystal, further strengthening our life force to 12 hearts. I also find a chest in a building that has an amazing, sweet piece of loot. That's right, the cloud in the bottle, baby. This will give us a double jump and can pretty much make us immune to fall damage as long as we're smart, which isn't likely. After that, I kill the little imp and get my gold back. Then I blow up some more platinum, and even more platinum, almost drown, actually. Then I find a spider biome that might come in handy later. And then I finally give it to the COD lobbies and drop a boulder on my head. After that, I finally go outside, and I decide to use my furnace to make glass and make glass bottles with that. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's so I can make healing potions to give me 100 health instead of 50. Also, I got a piggy bank, so, you know, that's kind of cool. I go back into the mines and get another heart crystal. I find another deceased old man's home and raid it for some more shoe spikes, for some reason. I also get insanely lucky, find another mushroom biome and another heart crystal. After which I venture into the mushroom biome and smack a bunch of bats and goblins with my awesome sword. But it might get replaced because I just found a bone sword from one of the skeletons, which turns out to be better. Find another chest with a mirror on the wall. Grab some more platinum. Even more platinum. Then I bridge over to a life crystal like I'm a Minecraft pro, take out some more spore bats, and find a chest with more Hermes boots. What's with all these duplicate relics? I then head over to the other side of the mushroom biome to blow up some platinum with my awesome dynamite/bomb combo. And then I almost make a fatal mistake. That's right, not only do I almost scar all of the mushroom children for life upon seeing me almost die to a bomb, but I become severely depressed myself, and as any 40-year-old knows, the only way to escape depression is to drink. After this, I find another life crystal, bringing us to 16 hearts. After wandering around for a while, lost, I managed to find another duplicate relic, but also a gravitation potion. Then I do some epic gamer parkour to get this life crystal. After that, I managed to get hit by another rock and decide, yeah, I should probably go home. So that concludes our first epic mining journey in Terraria. Not only did we get 12 hearts, but we got a bunch of mushrooms, a band of regeneration, a ton of platinum, Hermes boots, a cloud in a bottle, and spiked shoes. After that, I make some more awesome bars. Then I use my own 2 fists and an anvil to create some even more epic drip for us to wear. That's right, my knuckles totally aren't bleeding. I then sell all of my worldly possessions I no longer need to the merchant, and ask specifically for $2 bills because I think they're rare, even though the government still prints them. Yeah, I hoard them all to myself and never use them. After that, I decide to make my axe a little better when I realize, oh, there's a slime rain going on. So I proceed to murder tons and tons of slimes. Now, if you don't know, killing slimes makes the king slime appear, which would be our first boss to fight in this game, and he's considered the easiest, so I want to go for this. I'll do an epic montage right here. Oh, wait, he's here. We are so ready, guys. Fun fact, this boss actually hits harder than a lot of the other bosses in the game. He's just easier to dodge. I drink this regeneration potion, so I have better life restoration. And I immediately get tanked with a bunch of hits from this big fat dude. After tanking a bunch of hits, I finally decide to switch to my very, very weak wooden bow. Yeah, I probably should have made some more preparations before this. But even though it's doing very little damage, we aren't taking too much. Well, until then, when I decide to use my sword again for some reason. But yeah, I think I should just stick to the strategy, and the motivation inside me is insane. I'm in like this, like, Rocky movie or something. I feel like I could do this. And then, yeah, I get my salads tossed. Worse than the salad tosser 5000. After that, I clear out more slimes, and more, because for some reason, even after the slime rain happens, it doesn't stop. It just kind of keeps going. And then I make materials to make some more NPC houses, because now that we have done a few more things, we should be able to get a few more NPCs to move into our town. After that, I clear out some more slimes, craft a little bit more, and then finally, the freaking slime rain is over. Now, I only have 2 more things I want to do this episode. First is finish these NPC houses, which is 2 rooms for 2 people. That goes pretty fast. And then I want to finally show you what the gravitation potions do. I've been not mentioning them in all of my clips today, but they're so important because, as you can see, they let me fly into the air. And this lets me look for sky islands, which takes me forever to find. Like, I'm telling you, I had to use like all 4 of my gravitation potions just to find 2. But we get some pretty good loot. The first one I land on while I swing my tiny sword helplessly to try to fend off the harpies, and I managed to get a lucky horseshoe, which negates all of my fall damage, which, if you've ever played a video game with me, is very helpful for me. Then it takes me a long time to find another one, and I'm finally falling past a dungeon when I see it, and I'm like, let's go! I land on it, and it get stuck for a second, I guess, and I find out it has a celestial magnet, which, since we're trying to be a ranger, it's more for mages, but whatever, it's still kind of cool to find. Anyway, guys, that's going to conclude it for this Terraria video. I really hope you enjoyed, as this took me forever to edit, but as you can see, we got some new NPCs to move in, our demolitionist and our nurse, and in the next video, hopefully we can accomplish some more awesome things. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, as more Terraria videos will be coming, and if you like music, you can also check out my music reviews in the top left corner. Thanks to you guys so much for watching.